The horrible and despicable contentiousness of modern politics, as of late, seems to have spilled out to everything else. But it's so nice to see, because, you know, no place more than Hollywood did it seem to have spread. So it's really nice to see everyone getting along. I mean, Hollywood is actually a town based on getting along. I mean, sometimes you can't, but everyone would rather get along because everyone wants to make their money and move forward. So breaking news, Christmas has come early for Scarlett Johansson, and it looks like she's been very good this year as she got everything she wanted. A settlement said to be worth tens of millions of dollars and confirmation that Tower of Terror is moving forward. Wowie, wow, wow, she actually did it. Now, if only Warner Brothers and Johnny Depp would make up. So we'll talk about Johnny Depp a little bit more at the end of this video. I feel there's a way. At least at Disney, he's got to come back for Pirates. I mean, they'd be nuts to make a Pirates movie without him. But anyway, speaking of Christmas miracles, Disney's willingness to come to the table makes Hollywood's digital future a little less scary to talent, as it seems the studios are willing to share their newfound streaming wealth, especially when threatened. Hey, sometimes you gotta lawyer up, as we talked about just recently with the Marvel lawsuit situation. Disney's like, why us? Because they have the most going on. Everybody wants a piece of that action. But also in the future, you'll probably see better contracts being written, because that's the whole basis for this lawsuit, breach of contract. Because when it was written, there weren't digital day and date releases, but now there are. So studios and talent will be sure to lock that down going forward. But speaking of next year and things that need to be locked down, this also gives us some hope that the upcoming strikes might not last too long or happen at all if they can find a way to iron out the new contracts they want to negotiate with the unions quickly. It's worth noting, and I think this is also this is not something that's being discussed too widely, but I think it's a major part of this everybody loves each other situation, and that because of the pandemic, there was a gap in production. You know, everyone was writing stuff, but nobody was making anything for a while. And even now, production has been significantly slowed down and made much more expensive because you have to test everybody every day. So it's slower, and they aren't doing as much because they have to spend more money on the few projects that they are moving forward with. So a shortage of content is expected to happen soon. Everybody knows they're going to run out of content. So talent going on strike, officially or unofficially with lawsuits being like we're not talking to each other, that would make a bad situation worse. Everybody needs to rally behind a healthy movie industry, just like everybody, you know, movie theaters were sweating it out too a little bit there for a while, but we got them through it. All right, one thing that's clearly vital also to the new digital age of Hollywood, as we can see from Netflix, is a constant, strong flow of never-ending content. They need these big names, and Scarlett Johansson, she's still a big name. You know, let's go back to Scarlett Johansson. Hip, hip, hooray. She gambled and she won, which is pretty darn cool. No matter how you might feel about Scarlett Johansson, this is pretty neat. And quite frankly, Scarlett Johansson needed a win. I mean, her movie was only medium. But this win is a big one. Let's break down her situation as it stands right now. But of course, new details will likely come out over the next few days/weeks. And of course, we'll see what movies she ends up making with Disney beyond Tower of Terror. I think she's a big star. I mean, she had like Lucy beforehand. I mean, she's had her own hits. I think she can be quite good. Scarlett Johansson versus Disney, or Johansson versus Disney, wasn't set to go into action until March 2022, having just been pushed back. And perhaps both sides decided that was way too long to be locked in a situation that, quite frankly, makes both of them look bad. A number of you have said you don't really care about rich people fighting for more money, and I think they're aware of the bad PR of this. Also, some of you have pointed out Black Widow has been a fantastic character on What If, probably motivating Kevin Feige to work his magic behind the scenes to get Disney to make nice with ScarJo, if he wasn't doing that already. Remember, he was very quiet with the James Gunn situation as well. A couple of months later, what do you know? Disney hires James Gunn back. Kevin Feige, the mouse whisperer. He is their most lucrative division. Now, I'm sure he's like, all the other franchises are like embroiled in drama. He's like, please don't do that to me. Now, Scarlett Johansson, did she get the extra $80 million that she had asked for? Unlikely. Again, that was her opening salvo, which means she and her team didn't even think they were going to get that. They expected Disney to counter with a lower number. Only Disney didn't counter, and that's how we ended up with this lawsuit. They played chicken with Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson said, "Let's play," and she won. Let's take a look also for comparison at Emma Stone's Cruella 2 deal, which Disney quickly put together to avoid having her sue as well. Stone had said, this is all from, the trades reported this from sources. These numbers are never officially leaked, which is why it was so shocking when Disney said, we already paid Scarlett Johansson $20 million. We're not supposed to talk about this. Emma Stone got a raise for the sequel from her $8 million payday for the first film, which was her biggest payday to date. And you can see she's even here in a different bracket than Scarlett Johansson, who got $20 million versus $8. Even with Emma Stone's raise for Cruella 2, she said it's probably like 12 or something, or 10. There were also some rumors that Stone got a bit of a bonus, a make-good payment for Cruella as well, since the expected back-end numbers didn't materialize due to the pandemic and a Disney Plus day-and-date release. Also, look how they're using the characters in the parks. Black Widow showed up in Avengers Campus, and also, I think it's delightful that Cruella is a character in Disneyland's Boo Bash. So, they can do a lot with these characters across the Disney empire. They don't want another situation like Enchanted, where Amy Adams did not sign over her likeness and they can never do anything with that. Although they are making an Enchanted 2 for Disney Plus, and I bet maybe they locked that down the second time around. Learning from your mistakes. I wouldn't say that Scarlett Johansson got anywhere close to $100 million. Also because if the rumor would be that she got close to $100 million, it wouldn't be described as tens of millions of dollars. So I would guess that she got paid anywhere from 20 to 40 on top of the 20 million she already got paid. Plus, because it was a compromise. I mean, Disney's not going to go nuts. And I don't think she's going to go nuts either. She's like, I'll take it. It's probably towards the higher end. So, boy, I can see why Disney didn't want to do it. That's a lot of money for, again, a movie I feel probably at the end of the day performed how it would have even during a non-pandemic when you add in the Disney Plus numbers. So, there's been chatter about whether or not she participated in the Disney Plus money. Hollywood Reporter said that the announcement that it opened with $60 million on Disney Plus only incensed her, because I guess, it must be because she didn't get a cut of that. Or she'd be very happy. She'd be like, ka-ching. So I guess she didn't get a cut of the Disney Plus money, which would make that very annoying, that announcement. Disney's like, look how much we made and we don't have to share it with you. And she's like, yes, you do, to the lawyers. And now they do. Plus, though, and on top of the money they're paying her, she now has a future at Disney. Again, the biggest studio in Hollywood, and quite prolific. With they not only have the biggest studio, but they have a Netflix. Although Amazon's doing very well too, but a very strong streaming service. So not only is she getting that Tower of Terror movie, but Disney also said in their statement they can't wait to do a number of upcoming projects, a number of them. Some of you think they just said that. I don't think so. I mean, Disney's not stupid. Scarlett Johansson is a named talent. Fans like her. People are already excited about Tower of Terror. I think I can see her doing a lot with them. And I think some of that stuff will be in Marvel, because Chris Evans is already rumored to be back soon in the MCU. So I'm sure the Black Widow ain't too far behind. Scarlett Johansson's win is not only a big deal for talent as we enter this digital age, but it's also a big deal for female talent. And even though men still typically make more than their female counterparts, women continue to be the ones who are trailblazers in Hollywood when it comes to salaries, with Elizabeth Taylor, the first actor, period, to ever earn $1 million for a movie. Scarlett Johansson's win here is in particular a major win for women when it comes to lucrative back-end deals, getting to be on par with the ones that men have enjoyed for decades. For instance, HBO Max only gave Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins about $10 million each as bonuses to make up for that digital day-in release for Wonder Woman 1984. Now, some of you might be like, that movie was horrible. I didn't think it was horrible. I mean, it had definite flaws. But, no matter what you thought of it creatively, it bombed in every way possible. But Warner Brothers didn't know that when they were were writing those make good checks. I mean, Wonder Woman 2017 was a huge hit in every way possible. And they only felt that was worth $10 million apiece. So they are also way below Scarlett Johansson. This puts Scarlett Johansson like in Robert Downey Jr. Harrison Ford territory. And whether you like her or not, it's important to get a woman in there. So I think that's really exciting. So I think it's great. She's opening doors for lots of other people. It's great. So I'm very excited to see Scarlett Johansson on a Tower of Terror poster. I hope she's in that movie and not just producing it, because that would be stupid. And hopefully back in the MCU as well, especially how well her character has been faring in What If. And maybe, just maybe, digital Hollywood ain't going to be so bad after all. And also, again, I hope Johnny Depp's team reaches back out to Warner Brothers. They're like, see, Disney and Scarlett Johansson made up. Maybe we can too. Maybe we crazy kids can too. And that Disney also, again, keeps him in Pirates. I hope Disney keeps this good vibes train rolling. So what do you think? Share your thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now. Just a side note on Johnny Depp, Disney kind of owes him after they Weekend at Bernie's him for the last Pirates movie. I mean, he clearly needed to be in rehab when he was making that film, and he was having a nervous breakdown. That's when his finger got sliced. I mean, it was a mess, and Disney just looked the other way so they could get their film completed. So it would be particularly not cool if they didn't invite him back for the next Pirates movie in some capacity. You better be in it. All right, again, share your thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.